Hey, what's up? I'm Caden. Welcome to Roots and Rituals. For those of you that have been here before, thank you for coming back. And for those of you that are new, I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope you come back next time. I am not going to be talking about the same thing that I originally was planning on talking about for this podcast because life has been crazy. I have had a lot happen since I made my last podcast. So today we are just going to kind of talk about how mental health can affect everything, and that can play a really huge role in a lot of things. And one thing that helps me a lot with my mental health is taking care of my plants, and that's something I've struggled with a lot lately. And that's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay if sometimes you have some plants that die because you're having trouble taking care of them and you're having trouble taking care of yourself, and that is okay. And that's what I'm here to tell you is no matter what, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be in a great position and to not really know where to go next. I have a ton of plants. And granted, I do still have a ton of plants, but over the winter, I did not do a very good job of taking care of my plants. And the start of this spring, I haven't done a very good job taking care of my plants. So I had a lot of plants die, and I had a lot of plants that thankfully did come back, but I had a lot of them that I did have to end up throwing away and getting rid of, and that kind of sucks. I hate doing that. But it's okay, because that's just how it is sometimes. One of my favorite plants is this one here, my Monstera. I hope you guys can see it. If not, I'll show you in a bit. But I love Monsteras. They're one of my favorites. I have never had any problems with growing. I've always had a lot of luck with Monsteras. But unfortunately, my 3 giant plants that I have, almost all of them basically died over the winter. All of our leaves were super brown, and it didn't look like we were going to have any new growth. We were really worried we would have to throw them all away. But I thankfully have been watering them, coming out here and just spending some time with them. And sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes you just need to spend time doing things you enjoy, whether that's sitting outside with your plants or sitting inside with your dogs, or sometimes that's just laying in bed. And that's alright. Nobody should judge you for that. And if they do, welcome. Because it's not any of their business how you decide to heal and how you decide to deal with everything that you're feeling. And for me, one of those things that I do is hang out with my plants. I like to talk to my plants, and I didn't do a lot of that. And I think it affected not only them, but it affected me too, because that's something that really does just kind of give me some peace. Sometimes I use my plants as therapy. I tell them all my problems, and then I sit there and I just kind of let it all soak in, and then I'm able to kind of come to a solution if it's a problem, or just kind of feel the realization that it's okay and it's going to be okay. And that's something that my plants have really reminded me is it's okay to be at your lowest. That doesn't mean you're not going to come back up. I had a ton of plants before winter hit, and they all looked amazing. Every single person that saw my plants would compliment them and ask me how I got them to look so good. And a lot of times they didn't have a good answer. A lot of times it was just, they sit on my porch and I hang out with them. I give them water when their soil's looking dry. And that doesn't always work for everyone, and that's okay. Not every plant is going to work the same as somebody else's. So if you find something that works for you, run with that. Don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong. If your plants are growing, if your plants are happy, it's not wrong. You're doing amazing, and I'm here to remind you of that. My plants are a really good reminder to me that even in the hardest of situations, even in the lowest points, you can still come back from it, even when you feel like you don't have any growth, there's always something. There's always something new coming. And sometimes that growth is something that you can't see yourself. Sometimes it's something somebody else has to point out for you. I have a really hard time with self-confidence and with just knowing whether or not I'm doing enough. And a lot of times I don't really believe it when people tell me I'm doing a good job, or believe it when people are telling me that I've come really far, because I don't see it. And plants are kind of the same. If you look at your plants every single day, you're probably not going to know that they're growing. You're not going to see the growth and the development in a plant that you're looking at every single day, compared to somebody who doesn't see it very often. There was a good amount of time where I felt like all of my plants were going to die. And at that point in time, I didn't really want to be here either. And I didn't know how to keep pushing, because I was in a bad point. I was in a bad place. And it took me having a good conversation with one of my brothers, where I was talking to him about how I had a lot of my plants die and how I was really struggling and didn't really know where to go to next. And he asked me to let him see my plants, and so I showed him. And he pointed out some growth that I hadn't seen, because I was so deep into not only myself, but I was so consistently looking at them that I didn't see that they had new growth. I didn't see that they had changed at all. And then there's plants that I know a lot of people that have a really, really easy time with, like string of hearts, for example. Every single person that I met that has a string of hearts plant is flourishing. I've had mine for over a year, and it is alive. It has some new growth, but it also has basically died on me probably 6 or 7 times, so it looks smaller than it did when I first bought it. And that's something that I struggle a lot with, because I do try to take care of my plants. I do try to be a fantastic plant parent, and sometimes it's okay to not have everything figured out. Sometimes it's okay to not be perfect at everything, and that's something that I need to make sure I remind myself of more. So be kind to yourself. Remember that you don't have to be the best at everything to be good. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to have bad days. And nobody can take that from you. And if you're here because you just need someone to sit with, I'm here for that. Today I'm just working on some of my plants. Our patio has kind of gotten away from me. My back's been hurting a lot, and so I haven't really done much with any of my patio stuff. Haven't done a lot with my plants, and my back still is hurting a lot. So today I'm really just taking my time, doing things step by step, trying to get my patio back in shape. And it sucks. It sucks that it took this long. It sucks that I had to have multiple reminders from the person who loves me most, and I feel terrible about it. I do. I have beat myself up a lot about the fact that I don't always remember the things that I should, and I don't always feel like I'm doing enough. But right now, I'm doing what I can, and that's something to be proud of. Doing what you can is something to be proud of. Even if the only thing you can do today is get up and go to the bathroom and get back in your bed, that's okay. You are allowed to do that. And it doesn't have to be just one day that you do that. You can do that for multiple days if you need to. You just need to remind yourself that even if it doesn't feel okay right now, it will feel okay eventually. And things are going to get better, even if they won't feel like it. For example, this monstera that I have. All of this stem right here that's incredibly dead was the only one on it and this one back here that I actually ended up cutting off. Those were the only two at the end of winter. And now look at it. There's a new leaf coming in here. There's another one coming in right here. I've had some baby ones that have come in here. And it's not nearly as big as it was. But that's okay, because it's getting there. And I'm trying. And the plant is trying. And that's all we can really ask for. And sometimes if your plants are stressing you out, or your life is stressing you out, and you've been doing the same things day to day, back to back, and you feel like nothing's working, try something new. I lost all of my tomato plants over the winter. My tomatoes plants were huge. I was incredibly proud of them. And last summer was the first year we had them, but they got really big, and we unfortunately only got like 3 or 4 tomatoes from both of them. But this year we were expecting to have some really good growth and a lot more budding and flowering from our tomato plants, and they died. I just threw them away just a little bit ago. The roots were completely dead, the stems were completely dead, there was nothing I could do. But that's okay. So you know what I did this year? I got some new stuff. I got a pink lemonade blueberry plant. And I just got this. When I got it, it was probably about this tall. This one is new, this is new, and this is grown up to here. I'm really, really proud of it. And I have other new things coming out. I have orange peppers and habaneros in here. Once these grow a little more, I am going to separate them. But as of right now, it's just seeds. So I'm letting them grow a little bit, and whatever ones take off, take off. But one of the ones I'm most proud of right now is this one. These are all lemon seeds. I really like lemons. They bring me a lot of joy. I'll eat them plain, I'll make lemonade. But these are ones that I personally have never actually grown before. And I was really worried about whether or not these seeds were actually going to grow, because last year I planted quite a few different seeds and almost none of them grew. And look at this. This is from like a week and a half. That's insane. Look at all of these. Look at all my little lemon trees coming in. When I separate these, I'm gonna have so many, you guys. That's awesome. That's something to be proud of. And if you're not a plant person, that's okay. Get a new game. Play a game that you've never played before. If you're great at it, that's freaking awesome. You have a new thing you can really look forward to every year. If you're not great at it, that's okay too. You can keep trying new things. It's okay to do things that are out of the ordinary for you. It's okay to have hard days. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel like you're at the end. Just don't give up. That's all I ask. Life is really hard, especially if you're in the United States right now. Things are shitty here. Things are not good here. And that's something that's really scary for a lot of us. A lot of people are being affected by what's going on in the world right now. So I think it's really important that we all take time to find things we do enjoy and things that people can't take away from us. Nobody can take my plants away from me. It's something I love. It's something I love to do. Same with my animals. I love them to pieces. I don't always feel like I'm the best pet parent. Sometimes I feel like I don't give my dogs enough outside time or enough enrichment. Sometimes I don't have the energy. But I do think it's important to remind ourselves that at the end of the day, we're trying our best. And as much as I don't feel like I'm always doing enough, I work at an animal rescue. I work with dogs every day that don't get a chance at the life my animals have. And for me, that's a really good reminder that even when I don't feel like I'm doing enough, even when I have long days where I just don't have the energy to put into extra playtime with my dogs. I still get to come home and cuddle with them every day. They still get to run around with each other in a home. And that's something I'm grateful for. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I make mistakes. I don't always do enough. But I'm doing something. And I'm here. And I'm present. And I'm giving them a home. And that's something that they would not have without me. And that's something to remind myself of. And same with these plants. When I first got my Monstera, I bought it on sale for $20 at a Lowe's. It was almost dead. Within 2 to 3 weeks of having it, I had to separate it into 4 different pots because it was so overgrown. And if I wouldn't have taken that plant home when I did, it may have just died on their shelf. So I am proud of myself. I'm proud that sometimes I make the choices to buy a new plant that's not looking great. And I'm proud that even though I don't always have the energy to give my dogs the extra playtime or the extra long walks, I am taking care of them. They are fed every day. They are watered every day. They have potty breaks. They get loved every single day. And that's something to be proud of. So if you are struggling, if you feel like you're not doing enough, this is your reminder that you are. You are more than enough. You are doing your best. And that's enough for me. If it's not enough for everyone else, fuck them. It's enough for me, and I'm proud of you. I honestly don't know what we'll be talking about next week or next time I post. I don't know if it'll be a week. I'm hoping to start doing this much more often. I'm hoping to start being more present both on my platform and as someone who does talk about their mental health and things like that, because I do struggle a lot. I'm on multiple medications to help with my mental health, and even then I feel like a lot of times they don't help, and that's something that I struggle with, is that I go to therapy, I go see a psychiatrist, I'm on mental health medication, and I'm just still not doing great, and that's something that is really, really hard for me to accept. So if you're someone like that, this is your reminder that you are enough. You are doing enough, and it's okay if things aren't working right now. Life is shitty. Life is hard. But I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of your growth, even if you don't see it. You've come a really long way. So, for those of you that are here, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And I hope that you feel like you got something out of today's podcast. I'm hoping next time to kind of have a better setup so you guys can actually see me working on stuff instead of just standing here. Just unfortunately with how my patio is looking right now, I don't really have a good spot to put you and still work on things. So I'm just kind of talking today. But I'm really hoping that next time we'll have a better setup and it'll all go more smoothly. But for now, may your roots run deep and the sun shines. You're loved. You are important. Keep growing. I'll see you next time.